Welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm your girl Trish.
I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And we are
Black Press.
If this is your first time watching, please remember to hit like, comment, share, and
Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications for all future episodes. So,
multiple times, and I thought it's time I bring it to video to reach a wider audience, because this is a question I have for a lot of black men and African men, and I think it's time we start to answer these questions. And before all you red pill bros come at me, don't. I'm just not the type of person to dwell on the perceived flaws of our women without focusing on ours. I pay attention to both sides. And if you know me, I'm not a panderer. I'm definitely not someone to pander to or try to defend people who are abort black boys, calling me a bullet. No, if you know me, know who I am, the kind of family I come from, the kind of culture I come from, a tremendous self-respect. I'm not one to defend people who have known for hating me. This is not about black women. This is about black men. But I need you to answer this question. Are you ready? Now here goes. I want you to picture a scenario, right? Picture a scenario where a bunch of women are all hanging out. There's a white woman, regular white woman. There's a Jewish woman. There's an Arab woman. There's a Chinese woman. There's an Indian woman. There's a Mexican woman, a Filipina, a Black American, and an African woman. So that makes 9 women hanging around, chilling, just drinking, enjoying the day. And then out of nowhere, conversation starts getting a little spicy. The spice levels starts going up. And then out of nowhere, the white woman just gets up and is like, you know what? Y'all not going to do this with me. I'm white. Our men control governments. You're not going to play with me. Everyone's like, what? The Chinese woman gets up and is like, first of all, I'm a Chinese woman. Our men run construction. Our men run manufacturing. If you want to build anything in this world, you need a Chinese man. So watch what you say to me. Everyone's like, okay. And then the Indian girl gets up and is like, first of all, I'm Indian. Our men run tech. If you want tech and if you want anything to work on your phone, you want your laptop, anything to run, you need Indian men. Don't mess with me. Everyone's like, okay. The Mexican woman gets up. She's like, Los Tigres del Nortes. Don't fuck with me. If you need a roof over your head, our men run construction. Don't play with me. Mexican men run construction. You play with me, I'm a holla at Jose, and it's over for you. Everyone's like, okay. The Jewish woman's like, I know you all don't keep your money under your bed, so as long as you got in the bank, watch what you say. Everyone's like, ooh, okay. The Arab woman is like, well, I'm sure you all need gas. Arab men, we run, we control oil. That's us. Don't play with us. Everyone's like, okay, Arab girl. The Filipina is like, okay, I see what you're doing. Well, me and my girls, we have totally taken over the nursing industry. And have you noticed something? Our men are slowly taking over. In 10 years, none of you bitches can get a vaccine without a Filipino man, and we will all be housewives. So checkmate. Everyone's like, oh, okay. So black men, in this scenario, what have we given black women and African women to brag about or clap back about? Like, what have we given our women to brag about? What aspect of this world, what industry, what important part of infrastructure in this world do black men control? African men, the entire continent of Africa that belongs to us, what part of it do we control? That's my question. What do we control? And also, before you guys come at me, I know you red pill niggas again. Y'all gonna come at me on some, we out earn Latino man, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Do you remember Ron DeSantis a couple years ago? Was it 2 years ago? Talking all of that shit about Latino men? Did you see what happened? I could just picture the scenario. Hector gets his phone, picks up the phone, calls Jose, is like, yo, Jose, hey, fool, you want to go somewhere? You want to go on a vacation or something? It was like, for vacation? You crazy fool? I got work to... I see what yeah, let's go on that vacation. The Mexican community, the Latino community say, you know what? You want to play with us? We're not going to work. It took 3 days. Ron DeSantis came back out and literally apologized. And it's not spoken about. That is what destroyed his entire political, like that is what destroyed his drive, his up, whatever the hell you want to call it, as a politician. Because he came out hardcore racist and was put in a position where he was forced to apologize to those people. That was it. Ron DeSantis is over. Trump could not pick him. It was over for him. Every group of men in this country, or wherever you want to call it, they have an aspect, an important aspect of society that they control. Black men, what do we control? I'm not talking about our earnings. Yes, when you go look at earnings, black men, we do good. Regardless of what people say about us, the data shows we're doing amazing. But as a collective, what do we control? Music? Nope. Jewish men control that. Unlucky enough for a lot of you, we don't live in a world where you could just go walk up to a woman and take what you want. So the sexual prowess that we're known for, we're only known for it because the people who control it, women, give us access to it. What do we control, black men? I think this is a valid question. And my suggestion, I'm no voice, I'm nothing. My suggestion would be, let's take over the garbage industry. Let's control America's trash. In New York, I don't know about any other way. In New York City, do you know what it costs? At least in my neighborhood, do you know what it will cost to start a recycling business? $25,000, and that's on the higher end. $25,000 to start a recycling business. There's so many brothers in trash. Excuse my choice of words, but there's so many brothers in trash that make good money. Why can't we come together collectively? Why can't we? Imagine a world imagine an America where black men control trash. We control the trash industry in America. Someone comes out and talks black men, and we're like, oh, that's how it's going to be? Okay. And for 1 week, America's trash is not picked up. What do you think will happen then? I think every single politician will come out, get on his knees and beg us. Because do you understand how quickly a politician will get voted out if their neighborhood starts to stink? But yeah, it's a very important question that we need to ask ourselves as black men. What do we control? And those of you who do things for women, what have we given our women to brag about? What have we given our women to clap back? Y'all could say all this, oh, we out-earn Mexican men, we out-earn them. Okay, we out-earn them, our women out-earn them. The women can clap back and say, if you want a roof over your head, I need you to shut the fuck up.
Oh, he brought up some very valid points.
Really?
Yeah. And it's interesting for him to choose like the
Trash?
disposal. Yeah. Disposal. But yeah, he brought up some valid points. What do black men offer?
So
You have the floor.
most black men, I'm not gonna say most, a lot would say we control culture.
Culture.
But
we don't control, they don't control that though.
I mean, we do more now with having more control of our music rights.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, but men don't control. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the actual valid answer. Honestly, it's not a valid answer. But that's the thing. That's the only thing that I believe that we would be able to say is we control culture.
Yeah.
But then black women do that too, though. So it's more of a black community thing about culture.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that actually bring us? Nothing.
Okay.
We can always say, "Oh, they imitate us." Well, they imitate us, but what do we get from them imitating us?
Nothing.
We don't get anything. Like it's not like, okay, every white woman that gets a BBL, black people get a percentage of it because they're mimicking us. No, they don't. We don't get anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
So all we get is bragging rights. Bragging rights don't get you nothing. Don't get you nowhere. Don't get you no power, no control. Here's the problem, though. The problem is you cannot, and a lot of times, and this is what anybody educated would say.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot bring up the issue without recognizing the reason behind it.
Yeah.
because we have been systematically
Outcast.
prevented
Mm-hmm.
from being able to control anything since pretty much since England started expanding and colonizing.
Yeah.
Because they didn't just do it to the slaves over here in the Americas. They did it to all of Africa as well.
Mm-hmm.
They took the land, they colonized it, they took all the resources, controlled it, got everything they could out of it, and then was like, okay, now you can have your Dust Bowl back.
Yeah.
So we have been in America systematically prevented from climbing ourselves up out of the hole that was dug and they throw us in.
Mm-hmm.
And then every time we try to climb out for the 100 years after slavery was ended, we were still hung from a tree if we did not get off the sidewalk when the white man was walking past. If we lifted our head up from a white man talking to us, if we whistled at a white woman, if we did not whistle but they thought we did.
Mm-hmm.
They burned down our communities. So what we wanted to control, where we could have controlled, was stolen from us again.
Yeah.
So you cannot just say, what do we control, without, you have to put both of those together.
Mm-hmm.
You have to say that. And if you don't recognize it, then you are gaslighting, for one.
Yeah.
And you're either ignorant or disingenuous to not attribute or add to that the fact that we tried and it was ripped away from us. They're just now in the DOJ decided to bring federal investigation towards the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre.
And that's major because
Just now, I'm talking about like in the last week.
Yeah. You know how many people, like how many black people were murdered back in the day? Their murders are unsolved. There's people who are missing like headstones. People who are just missing and nobody know what happened to them. Black people never got the justice for that at all.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we still have to answer the question, what can we do moving forward? What can black men give to us to say, hey, we have this?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. And he's not right that we should be controlling something, but you cannot, because what he's doing is he's throwing a rock and hiding his hand. Because you're throwing the rock without saying the fact that this is how we got to this point.
I think he's just mainly just
putting
a flashlight on it.
You cannot put the flashlight on it without addressing, because what you're doing is you're not addressing the trauma that we have. If you don't address the trauma, don't talk about the results of the trauma. Don't tell me that I ain't did nothing if I've been beaten down to not do anything.
Yeah.
You can't, so what he's doing, here's what he's doing. He's literally recognizing that the black man is down, right? Beaten, battered, and bruised, right? And instead of coming over and saying, are you okay? He's saying, you just gonna lay down on the ground? If you see somebody get they tail whooped and they laying on the sidewalk, are you gonna walk over to them laying on the sidewalk, beaten, broken, and battered, on his literally broken, and go, bruh, get up, what you doing? That's what he just did in that video.
I can see your point. I could definitely see your point. But
okay,
I understand addressing like the past and everything that you went through to understand how you got to this point.
Yeah.
But we still have to get away from being disparaged and being held under.
But don't make a 7-minute video. Do not make a 7-minute and 46-second video and not mention any of that.
Yeah. Well, he was wrong in not mentioning that. But how are we it's just like the water going over our head. How are you getting up from
Right.
under there?
Yeah. Oh,
You have to.
I mean, first you could look at my book, buy the book when it comes out spring of next year. But other than that, we have to start with like our own apostle was saying at church. We got to start with a plan.
Yeah.
You have to start. Well, first you got to start with a goal.
Yeah. Well, he was saying,
and even before that,
the disposal.
Yeah, the disposal.
I don't think so.
No, for one, those are contracts. So when you talk about doing disposal, you have to get those contracts, which are also controlled by the people that he said run the government. So how do you fix that part first? Because they will own the contracts and also pay the black men to pick up the trash.
Yes, and that's just what I was about to say. Whenever I see like what do you call them, garbage men?
Yeah, it's always black people.
It's always black people.
Black men.
I've never seen like Hispanic or I've never ever seen a Chinese garbage man ever.
Cause I haven't either.
Chinese, Indian, no.
Like that him doing this video aggravates me because you don't say we should run trash and not recognize like, hey, trash pickup is done by contract.
Yeah.
Which is actually paid by cities, which is paid by property taxes, which means you have to be in a city that is, or a county that has that contracted to somebody, because a lot of times it's a county run system. So you can't be picking up trash just going around say, hey, I pick up your trash with this such and such when the county runs that.
Yeah.
And if it's the city that runs that, then the city still goes through budgeting and contracts, and you do a bid for that contract, and the contract gets paid down to the company with the least bid if it's not already given out to somebody that they know.
Yeah.
Or that the mayor knows. Stuff like that. All of that, you don't just walk into a city and be like, we're going to take over the trash.
At all.
What are you talking about? So you need to have a better, if you're going to introduce what we should do, introduce it better than that. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Introduce it better. Say, hey, we can get this grant from this company, or we can get this contract based off of this. See it in the comments, something. Don't just present the problem
and have
not even a half solution.
Yeah,
that's like a tenth of a solution.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
But I do have an insert to put. Now, when it comes to black companies, we are a black company.
Yes,
we do black press. We do printing. We do T-shirts. We do everything.
And if you do see this, if you gotten this far, look, thank you for one. Yeah. Hit the like button, send us a message, or make a comment. But send us an email or send this piece of this video to whoever you know that is black that owns a business, and we're going to create something. I've got something in the works, but we're going to create something where we can build each other up. So if you own a black business, or if you know somebody that owns a black business, send this to them. Send us an email at weareblackpress@gmail.com, and we are going to build something that actually allows us to rise up like this young man was saying. I just wish you would have said it better.
Yes. And then also in the comments, just let us know what you think.
Yep.
Especially if you are of the melanin, let us know, how are you building up our community? What are you doing? Or what actions do you think need to take place in order to get us to that next level?
And then one more point on what he said. I will add something to what he did say, though.
Yeah.
So when the black men that are making more money than either black women or than the Hispanics or whatever you want to say, those black men that are successful should actually be doing more. Because if you're successful and you're not teaching anybody else how to be successful, then how is that going to progress our community?
You know, I hate to bring it up, but that's why I'm so disappointed in Diddy, because
Yeah.
he was there. He was our black mogul.
But Diddy was
so to say.
doing everything
Doing
for
dirt.
himself.
No, but
Like-
he was
like-
helping. He was helping. Now he
No,
was in the black
ask
community
Freddie
helping.
P.
Hmm?
When Freddie P said nobody, remember when Freddie P was saying that Jay-Z's got millionaires that he helped create.
Mhm.
P. Diddy ain't created one millionaire.
They looking at millionaire status as being famous like Rihanna and Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Diddy has been helping the people behind the scenes.
yeah.
He put people on. He's not at that level without having people under him that's working for him. So
Yeah,
he's
but are they
so he's
making
brought
money?
people up.
Are they making money, like real money?
They have to be. They're just not seen in the foreground like everybody else because they're not at that level. Your talents will take you
But-
so far.
Cause
And your gifts.
I don't know, because I think more like the stuff what he did, like I don't see a structure that he has
hmm
that actually builds people up. Sean John,
He needs a bodyguard.
that's little
look,
stuff. I'm talking about building.
It's not little. He needs a bodyguard. There's positions for
okay,
that.
Have you heard the bodyguard interviews?
But he beat his.
What are you
he's
talking
awful.
about?
No, but I'm saying.
Okay, like
I'm saying he creates.
well, let me
he
say my
creates the
point.
positions, right?
Okay, Sean John was probably outsourced all of the clothing manufacturing,
Mm-hmm.
right? DeLeon, he was only a partner, so the company that he was partnered with was making it, and he was being the face. Therefore, he was the only one getting paid from that.
Mm-hmm.
Ciroc, he was only a partner in that, so he was getting a percentage. He wasn't making it, he wasn't creating it, so
Mhm.
therefore he was just the face of it. So he was getting paid for being the brand,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody other than the immediate assistant or whoever, who he was probably a thought onto,
Mm-hmm.
they're not being, nobody else is getting the money that he's making just off him being a brand ambassador. All he
Mhm.
has to do is be him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is, but I don't see anything that he's built where there are a structure of, hundreds or thousands of people
Like
that have
like companies.
like a company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that.
Well, it's not seen, so we don't know.
I don't know,
But
but I don't think he. Based off of everything we know about him, he ain't really about actually putting people on to success.
that's true. But
And
he
that's
had
why
a-
you end up how you are.
he had,
If you built your entire empire on the backs or the backsides of somebody
Oh,
else,
gosh.
then that's what you're building. You're building what is going to bury you.
He had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. For
Building a pyramid.
somebody,
That's what he did.
some people.
That's why it is for that Illuminati thing too. He built the pyramid for him to be buried in.
I don't know about that. But
I mean, he built a large empire of his own structure.
Yeah.
For him, just to try to carry everything to the hell with him, and now you're getting buried in it.
yeah,
I don't know. Just made that up. I like it.
I reckon.
Anyway, we talked long enough. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Share this with somebody if you liked any of it.
And don't forget to hit us up on the email if you are interested in advertising, editing. We have some courses that we are going to introduce at a later time. So with that being said, I am your girl Trish,
I'm your brother.
and we are
Black Press.